Nazis summon a demon to rule the world. This might be the most bone-chilling episode of Love, Death, and Robots Season 4. Hello everyone, welcome back to Meloview. Today we're looking at Episode 8, How Zeke Got Religion. Amidst the smoke and fire of World War II, a U.S. Air Force B-17 bomber squadron received the most bizarre mission in military history: to penetrate deep into German territory and destroy an ancient church. This was no ordinary military target, but a covert operation involving supernatural forces. American society was deeply intertwined with religion, with presidents sworn in on Bibles and 90% of the population identifying as Christian or Catholic. Bombing a church, even an enemy's, weighed heavily on the crew's conscience. The captain was a staunch atheist who'd flip off the sky without hesitation, while the belly gunner, the man in the notorious fire coffin death seat, was a devout Catholic who crossed himself before every flight. The rest of the crew, though less fervent, came from religious households and struggled with the idea of destroying God's house. But orders were orders. Before takeoff, they were treated to a lavish meal, an unmistakable Last Supper. A priest had been assigned as mission commander. As night fell, the bomber flew deep into enemy territory alone, without escorts or backup, heading toward an unknown fate. The moment they crossed into German airspace, anti-aircraft fire rained down like hell itself. Inside the cabin, curses mixed with prayers. When they finally reached the target, instead of giving the order to bomb, the priest clutched some ancient device and muttered, "Not yet. It's not time." The crew was furious. Were they just supposed to sit there and die? Beneath the church, the Nazis' true plan was revealed. Using the blood of the faithful, they had summoned a demon buried deep underground. When the twisted monstrosity finally emerged, the priest finally gave the order. The bombs fell, obliterating the church and the summoning circle. But from the rubble, a clawed hand reached toward the sky. On their return flight, two Bf-109 fighters attacked. One crew member was shot down, the plane riddled with bullets. Just as all seemed lost, the enemy planes were suddenly shredded by a dark shadow. The demon had followed them. With bat-like wings and a grotesque, baby-faced mask, its body contorted unnaturally. Bullets either ricocheted off or spat out by countless mouths that opened across its flesh. Worse yet, its mere presence induced madness. Crew members began vomiting blood and losing teeth. When one soldier started praying, the priest immediately silenced him, warning it would only enrage the demon further. No sooner had he spoken than the priest was impaled by the creature's claws. The devout belly gunner managed to land a miraculous blow with his crucifix, but faith alone wasn't enough. The demon tore through reality itself, unleashing a swarm of arms and teeth that ripped him apart. The others fell one by one, dismembered by infant-like hands or crushed outright. Only three remained: the captain, the co-pilot, and the protagonist who'd once scoffed at God. In their final moments, the co-pilot jammed his crucifix into the demon's face, stunning it just long enough for the protagonist to shoot the cross, detonating the holy symbol inside the creature's skull. As light consumed the monster, it vanished into nothingness. The surviving protagonist looked to the heavens. The same hand that once flipped off God now drew the sign of the cross. On the surface, this appeared to be humanity's victory over evil. But look closer, and unsettling questions emerge. Why was the protagonist the only one unaffected by the demon's madness while others bled and lost teeth? Why did the most faithful die the most gruesome death? If God protects believers, why abandon him? What was the priest's mysterious device? Did he know the demon would appear? The darkest truth may be this: the real architect of this tragedy wasn't the demon, but God himself. The protagonist's defiance made him the perfect witness, forced to survive and watch his comrades die as correction for his disbelief. As for the faithful gunner, his death served as the cruelest joke, proof that in God's game, believers are just pawns. How Zeke Got Religion continues Love, Death, and Robots' signature dark style, blending war, religion, and supernatural horror. It's both an alternate take on World War II history and a scathing interrogation of faith's nature. When gods and demons are equally cruel, where does that leave humanity? Perhaps the real evil was never beneath the church, but in the human heart all along. I'm Melaview. See you next time.